if you got an abortion, you can still be pro-life. And that is a stance that I take because it's less black and white. It's less...
Hello and welcome to our new video. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the top 10 best Candace Owens moments. But before we begin, make sure to leave a like, share and subscribe. And without further ado, let's just jump into the video. Starting the video off, we have Candace Owens explaining why she came after Cardi B that infamous time.
So let's actually kind of reset the narrative here, because first and foremost, people made it seem like I woke up one day and was like, let's just attack Cardi B.
Okay.
Here is what the left does, and Ben Shapiro spells this out really well, right? It's really gaslighting, right?
Okay.
They do something that is so absurd and so extreme that any rational human being is going to comment on it, right? So it's not like Cardi B just walking down the street trying to buy a Starbucks and here comes Candace Owens commenting, how could Cardi B buy a coffee, right? You get on stage at the Grammys. Traditionally, the Grammys is a friendly, family type program that we can all sit around and watch, you know.
As you can see, she first explained that she was not planning on attacking Cardi B, but that Cardi B decided to do something so wild that it needed her attention. She simply spoke out because of what Cardi B did was wrong.
I gave my opinion on it, which is that it was degenerate. For whatever reason, in the midst of everybody else commenting, she focused on me and this 1 minute, you know, segment on Fox News, and it upset her. So there's something about me particularly that gets under Cardi B's skin. You know, so she then was tweeting about it for 12 hours before I responded and was like, all right, yes, I said that. And then we went at it. So it's not really about Cardi B. And I think that there's a lot of things to appreciate about Cardi B. And I've talked about them in the past and she doesn't hear that stuff.
Up next, we have a bit of a more light-hearted clip. Candace interviews Nicole Arbour, and they have a funny exchange. Like, see for yourself.
Show is hilarious. Not just yours. Politics of America. Wow, you guys are dramatic AF.
It is the longest running. I don't know if it's a sitcom or if it's
some days.
Some days. It's very Days of Our Lives. General Hospital.
Almost a little Spanish soap opera.
It is
too.
very soap opera-y.
Like, why is she yelling for no reason? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
I know. I always say that. I'm like, what is the perception outside of the walls of America on what's going on here? Because like you turn on the TV and it is just so theatrical.
As you can see, they both acknowledge how complicated and funny American politics seem. The funny interaction has both of them given their views on American politics and how they can be seen outside of the US. Candace adds something very true after this. Check it out.
You can't compete with our real life here. Like, there's no point in making soap operas. There's no point in making Broadways because, like, we are living it every single day here.
Yeah, America the Musical. Yeah, it's great. And then
Our third clip has a context, the Black Lives Matter movement in the US. Candace Owens was invited to a hearing, and this is what she had to say about white supremacy.
Things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number one, father absence. Number two, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce.
As you can see, she explained that the biggest problem that the black community faces comes from the lack of quality in education, housing, job opportunities, and etc., and not white supremacy. She gives a few more examples and goes on to say that the hearing is absurd. Next, we have, under a similar topic, reminding people of their current situation and that they're not living through it, but putting themselves under it.
What is happening right now in the Black community, you're going to hear it in this room first. There is an ideological civil war happening. Black people that are focused on their past and shouting about slavery, and Black people that are focused on their futures. Victim mentality is not cool. I don't know why people like being oppressed. It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I love oppression. We're oppressed.
She will go on to say that these people are appropriating their ancestors' pain, suffering, and problems as if it's their own. She says that they're more involved in the topic than the ones that actually lived in it.
400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, which, by the way, none of you guys lived through. Your grandparents did, and it's embarrassing that you utilize their history. You utilize their history, and you come in here with more emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. More emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. It's embarrassing. You're not living through anything right now.
For our fifth clip, we have Candace in her talk show again. Here, she addresses her opinions on pro-life and pro-choice. She goes on to say that things are not as black and white as they seem. She says that anyone is ready to change at any point.
And how about saying, you know what? even if you got an abortion, you can still be pro-life. And that is a stance that I take, because it's less black and white. It's less you killed a baby, you're a murderer. That doesn't work. That's the same kind of stuff the left does on the other side. If I believe in my position and I do that it's a life, how about saying to them, I know that it can be very confusing when you're young and you're told that your whole life's going to get ruined if you get pregnant and it's just a clump of cells and you could make a decision, but you can change your mind.
Next, we have Candace give a little childhood story that she will later use to explain something.
And that it literally reminds me of in elementary school when we had to elect a president for our class or our grade, and there were two people running against each other, and one of them just ran, "You elect me." It was like a mock election, free. We're gonna have free lunch and blah blah blah, free this and free that, and they went and they got really glittery, nice posters, and that person won. Like, no one cared about the economics of it. He said it was going to be like, we didn't actually get it. It was like a mock election, but the kids.
Then she goes on to make the connection between the left and their election thought process.
So really, fundamentally, what you have on the left is people that have adopted an elementary, fifth grade, election style. How am I going to get elected in a group full of people that can't help themselves, A, don't want to help themselves, B, but love free stuff.
Yeah,
and that tends to be the majority.
We hope you enjoyed some of those clips from Candace. Leave a like and subscribe for more content like this and much more. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.